people. Prescription drugs can, toys even can, and then we can try to figure out how to prevent it from happening again by forcing changes to be made. But there was a vote. I voted against it. My opponent, Senator Sanders, voted for it. And to this day, he hasn't adequately explained why he would gift gun makers and sellers with that kind of protection. So when the Sandy Hook families go to court to say, wait a minute, look at the advertising for these AR-15s. Look at how they are marketed. They are a military assault weapon, and they are sold to people who really have no business ever having them. They're not responsible. This young man, as we all know, was a deeply disturbed person. Their lawsuit may well just end before it begins because the answer will be, I'm sorry, there's nothing you can do about it. 92% of Americans and 85% of gun owners believe we need some changes. So I'm going to work on this. If I'm so fortunate enough to be your president, I will try to save as many lives as I can. Now, let me ask you for your help. I know you have early voting until Monday night. How many of you have already voted? Wow, wow. Well, please, those of you who haven't, if it would be more convenient, vote. But otherwise, Tuesday's the primary. And I am absolutely committed to doing everything I can to try to keep our country moving together, united, strong, effective, giving hope and confidence and optimism to our fellow Americans and particularly to our young people. But I can't do that without your help. I'm asking if you will go and vote for me, stand up for me. I will do everything I can to wage a campaign as the Democratic nominee that will clearly stand against the demagoguery and the comments, the rhetoric that are coming out of the Republicans, particularly their leading candidate. You know, when you run for president, it matters what you say. And it really matters if you are president. People around the world watch us so closely. They listen to what is being said. They make decisions based on that. You know, after I ran that tough race against President Obama, when I dropped out, I immediately endorsed him. I nominated him at the convention in Denver. I worked to get him elected. And then I was honored to be asked to serve as Secretary of State. So, on your behalf, I went to 112 countries talking about what our country stood for, working on peace deals, resolving conflicts, trying to build a more peaceful and prosperous future. And so in the last weeks, I've been getting messages from a lot of the leaders that I know from around the world. And their message basically is, what is happening? Well, hopefully this is just a momentary lapse, and that we will all come to our senses and have an election about what we usually have an election about. Who has the best ideas? Who can get things done? Who can move us into the future? And think about running for president as a big job interview that all of you are conducting. And look at those candidates and ask yourself, who can do all parts of the job? Who can be both president and commander-in-chief? Who can work with the Congress? Who can run the government? So if you will support me on Tuesday, I promise you I will work my heart out for you every single day, and we will move into the future with that confidence and optimism optimism that is the American spirit. Thank you all so